So, what do you think of this inflation going on? This is crazy. I haven't seen it like this since the 70s. And the prices of gas, unbelievable. And as the price of diesel goes up, the price for a trucker to deliver your groceries to the grocery store is just going to go up. We're going to put upward pressure on the price of food. But buckle up, folks. Hang on to your britches. It's about to get a whole lot worse. Have you heard about the horrible shortage going on for fertilizer for farmers? They just simply can't get it. Let's talk about that.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, hey everybody, I'm Bill with Live Simple, Live Free, and tonight, or today, or whenever it is you're watching, we're doing this at night. I have a very special guest for you. Some of you may already know him, but he is.
Well, I'm Brad with the Big Family Homestead, and doggone it, I am excited to be here, Bill, especially because you're radiating, you're glowing of Florida. You have a suntan that my pasty white Wisconsin face is an envy, man.
Yeah, we got back from Florida about a week ago. We were down there for 2 weeks, so it was hard to come back. It was 80 degrees every day, and we came back. It was about 20 degrees with a 50-mile-an-hour wind, so the wind chill was just brutal. Anyway, so
Ouch, ouch. Well, yeah, I need to get some of that spray on tan or something just to be able to stay in the same room with you.
yeah, there you go. So, what I wanted to talk about today was the inflation busting qualities of Thrive Life Foods. And I wanted to do this long before this hyperinflation started, but now it's even more important that we talk about this. But before all of this started, think about this for a minute. Thrive Life food lasts 25 years on the shelf. So, what were you spending on groceries 20 years ago compared to what you're spending today? If you buy some Thrive food right now, you'll be able to save it, eat it 20 years from now when everything is much more inflated. For our family, we were trying to figure it out. 20 years ago, we had two teenagers in the house, and I think we were spending like $50 a week for four of us or something like that. Now, with just me and Elizabeth, we're spending $200 a week, and we're not even getting any, steaks or anything like that. It's just crazy. So Thrive Life is a real inflation buster. But with everything that's going on now and the hyper prices that are going on, it's mind-boggling what's happening. And Brad, you're up there in Wisconsin?
Yes, central Wisconsin. Yep.
And so you're in the middle of farm country.
You bet. We are dairy central. Yeah.
And so you were just telling me about a conversation you had with a neighbor farmer. What was that all about?
Okay, well, here's the scoop. Yeah, we are located in central Wisconsin, right at the base of the southern part of what they call the Northwoods. So if you're familiar with, Little House on the Prairie, Laura Ingalls Wilder, this is there. It is farmland. It's dairy. There's a lot of corn. There's a lot of beans or grain and beans and beef. And so we've got a lot of friends who are farmers. And I had a conversation this morning that it just seems like this conversation keeps coming up. And so about 4 times in the last 2-ish weeks, to be fair, I have had direct face-to-face conversations with people who are farmers who have plus 200-acre farms that either do dairy or grain or beef. And this morning, the conversation was eerily the same. and this individual was dropping some hay off for our animals, and I just kind of brought up the conversation. I said, so with all this nonsense going on with all these sanctions and the wars and blah blah blah, what's that doing with you, especially with all this talk of Russia not supplying the world, especially the United States, with fertilizer? And he just started laughing. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. That's not a joke, man. I was really asking. And he said, well, look at it this way. I usually have to spend $30,000 on fertilizer to get my grain ready to go for my cows, because he's a dairy farmer. And he said, normally it's 30 grand. Well, this year, they're not giving me the option to buy the fertilizer yet because they don't have the fertilizer. But right now, the actual price is not 30 grand, it's 100 grand. And so he said he's looking at 300 to 400% more cost. And this is being echoed by the other 3 farmers that I have been talking with. And so they're saying, look for 400% markup. And that's if things just slow down at this point and they're able to get a handle on it. But if they don't, who knows what it'll be. However, I said, well, so now that's got to affect everything. He said, well, yeah, I mean, it's a ripple effect. He had to charge me a delivery fee just to bring hay from 5 miles away, which has never been. And he said, trust me, man, I'm not making any more money on you. It's just what it cost me to bring my truck and my skid steer over here. And so if you think of it that way, we're in for an interesting next year or 2 years when it comes to what if. And I'm throwing up the air quotes because nobody can predict the future.
Sure.
Man, I hope everything goes back to normal just like that. But what if it doesn't?
So you're saying that the price is $100,000, but even at that, it's not available. Is that what you said?
That is correct. They're saying that they can't get their hands on it. So they're actually dealing with these farmers like it's a futures market, but you better put your reserve in right now or you may not get it.
Yeah. Wow. And
it's going to be, yeah.
I'm sure that there are going to be some people who are going to say, "Oh, I only eat organic anyway. It's not good to have fertilizer and all that." But the masses eat food that is used with fertilizer, and if there's a food shortage for the masses, it's going to affect all of us, And I guarantee you, if the price of regular food goes up, the price of organic food is going to skyrocket as well, just because of supply and demand. So
well, it's not just that, Bill. It's not just that. If you think about it, if food goes up, then fuel goes up. If fuel goes up, food goes up. Everything works together. Your widget, gidget, or gadget that you want to get from China is going to cost you more. Because why? It's going to take more to get to you. Yeah. Everything is affected. It's not just one thing. But yeah, food is kind of important to everybody.
So, as you know, I sell Thrive Life freeze-dried food, and so does Brad. And so I guess the question then is going to be, well, how's this going to affect Thrive? Let me say I have not heard any kind of official word from Thrive. They're not announcing price increases or anything like that. So this is just speculation. But obviously, if the price of food from the farmer is going to go up, Thrive Life food prices are going to go up just like the prices at Walmart. There's no getting around that. So, I started this by talking about the inflation busting properties of Thrive food, and that's true, and that's still true, because as the food continues to go up, Thrive is going to become less and less because you're buying the food now with today's dollars that's going to cost you 4 times as much in October or something like that. So to me, that's a no-brainer to invest in as much inflation insurance as you possibly can. Uh,
Exactly. And that's exactly how I use that term. Is it's a hedge against inflation,
right,
because exactly like you're saying. Now, hopefully, knock on wood, none of this stuff ever gets completely out of control, and the world calms down, and we all go back to happy land. But we know that even if it stayed the way it is right now, that ripple effect, we're going to have to live with that, even if things just went back fast. We're still going to ride this wave for 6 months to a year,
right,
and even at that, the idea that I can have on my shelf without refrigeration, that's a big one, guys. No refrigeration, fresh food that's nutritious, that is a hedge against inflation. Uh, there's few things in life that give me that kind of peace. I mean, of course, God does, but I'm talking about here. You know what I mean? Well, He is here, but you get my point.
absolutely. I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe is it the Thrive train that drove off?
yeah, I guess so.
Nice.
Thrive is doing everything that they possibly can to keep things in stock. And a year ago, they had these great big, huge commercial freeze dryers. I mean, I'm sorry, they had four. Now they have six, and they've ordered six more. They're going to have 12 by the end of the year. They're going to be the largest freeze drying company in the country by far, like twice as much as everybody else. And
Wow.
they are scouring the world for the food to be able to put into those freeze dryers. And so they've really ramped up their production. They have hired they've tripled the amount of employees they have working in production line and all that kind of stuff. It's exciting. But if the food is not available, it's not available. Or if the food prices go up, it goes up. That's out of their control. So they are fighting to do everything they can to keep things in stock, and they don't always win, and they're fighting to keep prices down as much as they can, but sometimes there's nothing that they can do about it. So if you're worried about the future prices of food, now is the time to buy. Now's the time to stock up, whether you're going to go to Aldi and buy the cheapest cans of peas you can find, or go to Thrive and buy freeze dried. However you're going to do it, now's the time, because the prices are just going to go up and up and up.
That's what they say is, what is the best time to plant a tree?
Right.
And that's, of course, 10 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yep.
What's the next best time to plant a tree? Today.
Right.
And that's exactly right, because we don't have special goggles that look into the future. But I can most certainly tell you this, that if you look at global markets, there are trends, and we can see patterns, and we can see that where we're at, it does not appear that it's going away anytime soon. And if that's the case, I'd still like to be able to have nutritious food on the shelf. So like you, I mean, our family, just so you know, Bill, I'm not just here like rah, 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 Thrive. I love Thrive, but we're doing exactly what I'm talking about. We are spending every penny we can to get as much on our shelves as for our personal family as we can, because we see the writing on the wall.
Right.
And that I hope I'm not coming off as just like a cheerleader, because this is what we do and this is what we're about.
Right.
It's not just, hey, let's sell some stuff. And I know you're not that way either. We can see what's coming.
So we're talking about possible food increases 4 times or more. Who knows? I mean, we don't have crystal balls, but that will make it very difficult for everyone to afford the food that we need to survive. But then another issue is that could very easily spark food riots and all that kind of stuff. And for somebody like Brad, who lives way out in the country, that might not be as big of a deal as somebody who lives in a city. And so the worse the shortages get, the worse the danger is of that sort of, rioting as well. And
and here's the thing. Here's the thing too, Bill, is like, as things become scarce, the question I used to ask myself, and I asked my wife when we would look at, should I buy this case of strawberries or should I buy whatever, right? The way that I would look at it is, okay, what's a thing cost today? And then you just look at what a thing costs today. Well, what if we can kind of guess what would a thing cost tomorrow? Okay, well, we can kind of guess. Well, then what would it cost if it's unavailable?
Right. Yeah. And
Priceless, right?
absolutely. Yeah. And if these kinds of food riots start happening, I don't have to be involved in them because I don't have to go to the store. You know,
You're
uh,
right.
Walmart or Kroger or King Supers or something like that. It could be an absolute madhouse. You could take your life into your hands trying to go in there when everybody's fighting over the little bit of food that's available. I don't have to go anywhere within a couple of miles of those places because I have everything that I need because I've been stocking for years. So,
Yeah. So it's like Black Friday every day, except instead of TVs, people are fighting over a can of peas.
right, exactly.
I don't
So,
want a part of
no.
that.
So, Brad and I are not trying to be alarmist here. We're just saying this is what's happening. And are you prepared for that? I'm sure
Yep.
I'm going to hear somebody saying, oh, you're just fear mongering. You're just trying to sell Thrive. No, we're just trying to warn you of what's happening, what's coming up. And if the only thing you can afford to do is go to Aldi and buy cans of peas and corn, do it. Do
Do
whatever,
it.
do whatever
And
you
then
have
and then
to
get
do.
you a case of ramen too.
Right,
Get all the cheap stuff. Absolutely.
right. Whatever you have to do to get yourself prepared. And I don't generally advocate just going, and buying a bunch of beans and rice, which seems like that's how most beginning preppers start, right? But the problem with
We did.
problem with
We
that is,
did.
yeah, the problem with that is most people don't know how to cook beans and rice, and you get awful sick of it if you don't have a million different recipes for beans and rice. But you can live on it. So even though
Yeah.
you're sick of it, you can live on it. So just look at your finances, look at your savings, look at your 401k. I don't even want to go there, but that's a decision that only you can make as far as getting yourself and your family prepared now while we still
That's
can.
right. That's right. And so yeah, all I can say is a big old ditto, man. I agree.
Yep.
We wouldn't be as heavily involved if we didn't agree.
Right. Absolutely. So that's it, guys. We're just letting you know what's going on. And I think I'm about done with this discussion, unless you have something else, Brad, to add.
I still can't believe your radiant glow, man. I keep looking at myself in the camera going, man, I look like a too young Santa Claus or something. I don't know what's going
Yeah.
on here.
Well, we were down there for 2 weeks and we had one evening of rain, and the rest of the time was not a cloud in the sky and 80 degrees every day. So pretty
Well,
cool.
good for you. Good for you. And I do mean that. I honestly do mean that. I lived in Florida for most of my young life,
Okay.
and great place to visit. And I'm not sure if I would want to call it home there anymore, but
Now,
Ron DeSantis is kicking butt. He's doing a good job down there.
yeah. Well, a lot of my subscribers have said, you need to move to Florida. We love Florida in the winter. I can't handle the breeze
Yep.
in the middle of the summer. So,
Oh man. Nope. We were outside today here and it was 20 degrees and slushy because everything had started melting yesterday. And it was just shorts weather. No big deal.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Brad, thank you very much for your time for this discussion and for the information about the farmers and the fertilizer, because I had no idea. So,
Look it up, folks. If I'm lying, I'm dying.
yeah.
Check it out. See what happens if you start Googling things. And you'll be amazed, too, at if suddenly pages that you thought would show up are no longer available. It's amazing what's happening.
Right. Absolutely. So, prepare yourself now.
That's right.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Bill.
I'm Brad.
Live simple, live free. You guys be blessed, and we'll talk to you next time.
Amen.
Well, I want to thank Brad for joining me for this. Many of you I know are already subscribed to their channel and follow them. If you're not, Brad and Krista from the Big Family Homestead, they have a channel that's about twice the size of mine, and they cover all aspects of homesteading and prepping. And if you're into that sort of thing at all, and a lot of other things that they cover as well, if you're into that sort of thing at all, I think you'll really enjoy it. So I will put a link to their channel on the end screen of this video and also in the description down below, so you can check out Big Family Homestead. I was serious when I was talking about prep now. Do whatever you can to prep now. If that means buying cases of ramen or cases of macaroni and cheese and cans of inexpensive vegetables on sale, whatever you can do. Or if it means growing a garden for the first time, make sure you've got enough seeds to do that. Expand your garden or start a garden for the first time. Or if you want to buy Thrive Life freeze-dried food. Very nutritious, very delicious, 25-year shelf life. Now, if you're interested in doing that, there's several ways you can. First of all, my link is down below in the description for my Thrive Life website. And if you go there, you can just place an order, a one-time order through your shopping cart. You're certainly welcome to do that. If you do that, you will pay full retail for the product and you will pay shipping, no matter how large your order is. And shipping is 12% in the United States and 16% in Canada. Yes, it's also available in Canada. But if you join the monthly delivery service, then you're going to automatically get 15% off of all prices across the top. And then in addition to that, you're going to get free shipping on any order over $100. So that means your total savings in the United States is 27%. Your total savings in Canada is 31% just by joining the delivery service. Now, this is an automated monthly service, but you have complete control. You can order different products. You can choose the products that you want every month. You can skip a month or two. You can order more than once a month if you want. You can cancel at any time. There's no obligation. To join the monthly delivery service, you just put all of the items that you want into your shopping cart, and then at checkout, you will have the option to just check out with the shopping cart or to join the delivery service. And if you do that, it'll tell you how much money you will save on the order. So I hope that's helpful. I hope you found this whole discussion helpful. And like I said, we weren't trying to scare you. We're really trying to prepare you for what's about to happen and give you some options and some time to consider what to do so you're not caught by surprise. So thanks for watching. Be blessed. We'll see you next time. Holly Dolly says, Bill and Elizabeth, I received my order from Thrive and I'm starting to use some of it, and I absolutely love the convenience of it. There are so many good things to mention about this product. And Diane Keene says, that dinner looks so delicious. I'll try to make it using all fresh ingredients because I can't get Thrive in Australia. Bill, after you showed the contents of what's in Thrive, I checked the contents of freeze-dried food I could get here. Lots of things added. Most had numbers after them. Love all your videos. A pleasure to watch. Yeah, unfortunately, Thrive Life is only available in the United States and Canada. It's not available in Australia, New Zealand, or Europe. But Diane brings up a good point here when she says she looked at other freeze-dried foods from other companies, and they all had a lot of other things added to them. I really don't know why. Thrive Life has nothing in it except the ingredient itself. If you look at a can of strawberries, the ingredients, all it says is strawberries. Can of peas, the only ingredient is peas. There's nothing else added like other freeze-dried companies do.